Hey everyone, and welcome back. I am so excited for today's deep dive
Me too.
because we're really getting into some juicy stuff now with Lesson 25, A Course in Miracles.
Yeah, this one is called I Do Not Know What Anything Is For.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And I think it's especially powerful because it comes right after Lesson 24.
Right, where we were talking about recognizing that voice of the ego, the voice of judgment,
Yeah, and fear.
and how often we kind of get stuck in those patterns.
Totally. So we learned in Lesson 24 that we have a choice,
Yes,
right? We can choose to listen to that ego voice or not.
absolutely.
But then Lesson 25 comes along and throws us a curveball.
It does.
It's like, wait a minute. What if we don't actually know what we're choosing for?
Right.
It's like, whoa.
Exactly. It's questioning all those assumptions we make, all those meanings and purposes that we assign to things.
And you know what it's making me think about?
What's that?
It's making me think about how much of that meaning making is driven by the ego.
Oh, absolutely. The ego loves to control, to categorize, to judge.
It's like we're trying to put everything in these neat little boxes
Right.
based on our limited understanding.
And A Course in Miracles is like, hold on a second. You don't actually know what anything is truly for.
So that's a pretty radical idea, right?
It is.
Because if we don't know what anything is for, how do we even make decisions?
That's a great question.
How do we navigate relationships? It all seems kind of...
Vitalizing.
I don't
It can
know.
feel that way at first, but the really amazing thing is that when we start to surrender to this idea of not knowing,
No way.
it actually opens us up to a whole new way of experiencing the world.
A world with less judgment, maybe.
Exactly. Because think about it. When we're so attached to our judgments about things,
Mm.
we create all this resistance and all this conflict. But when we can admit that we don't actually know the true purpose of anything,
Okay.
it allows for space. It allows for healing. It allows for growth.
So how does this apply to something like relationships?
Oh, that's a great example.
Because I can see how it might be helpful in general, but
Well, especially with those challenging relationships, right?
yeah, the ones that really push our buttons.
Exactly. Because we tend to get so stuck in our stories about the other person.
Right? All our judgments about who they are and what they're doing.
And those judgments create so much separation and pain.
But if we can step back and say, you know what, I actually don't know what the purpose of this relationship is.
It can really shift things. We can start to see the other person with fresh eyes, with more compassion.
I like that I'm starting to see how powerful this idea can be.
It is powerful.
But how do we actually put it into practice? Like, what can we do in our everyday lives to embody this not knowing?
Well, A Course in Miracles actually gives us some really helpful exercises for this.
Oh, perfect. Lay it on me.
All right, so one of them is called the morning reflection. You start your day by just sitting quietly for a few minutes and contemplating the statement, I do not know what anything is for.
I like that. It's like setting an intention for the day.
Yeah. Exactly. It's reminding yourself to approach everything with a beginner's mind, to let go of all your preconceived notions.
Okay. I can see how that would be helpful.
And then throughout the day, you can do what the Course calls a daily review.
Ooh, a daily review.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you pick anything at all. It could be an object, a situation, a person, and you just remind yourself, I don't know what this is truly for.
So for example, like let's say I'm getting really frustrated because my computer is running super slow.
Perfect example. Instead of it getting all caught up in that frustration,
Yeah.
you could pause, take a breath, and say to yourself, I don't know what this slow computer is truly for.
Maybe it's a sign that I need to take a break.
Maybe. Or maybe it's an opportunity to practice patience.
Right. Or maybe it's something else entirely.
Exactly. The point is that we're training our minds to question our automatic reactions, to look beyond the surface level of things.
To be open to possibilities.
Exactly.
So we've got the morning reflection and the daily review.
Mm-hmm.
Any other exercises?
Yes. The Course also suggests doing some evening journaling.
Evening journaling. Okay.
I like that.
So at the end of the day, take a few minutes to reflect on any situations that triggered a strong emotional reaction in you.
Gotcha. So like if I had a really frustrating interaction with someone.
Exactly. And then you ask yourself, what if I don't know the true purpose of this experience?
So instead of getting stuck in the story of this person was so rude to me,
All right.
I could ask, what if there's something else going on here that I'm not seeing?
Precisely. And that simple question can open up so much space for understanding, for compassion, for even gratitude.
Wow, these exercises are really powerful. I love how simple they are, but how profound they can be.
They are. And here's the key takeaway. When we let go of the need to know everything's purpose,
Yeah.
we open ourselves to a much more peaceful and forgiving experience.
Because if we don't know,
Right.
we're less likely to judge.
Exactly. And if we're less likely to judge, we're more likely to experience peace. That's such a beautiful way to put it. So the big takeaway here is that by embracing not knowing, we actually create space for more peace, more understanding, more growth in our lives.
And that reminds me of a quote from the Course.
Oh, I love a good quote. Hit me.
It says, "Judgment always hides a lack of love."
Ooh, that's good. That's really good. I think that's a perfect note to end on.
I agree.
So thank you all so much for joining us on this deep dive into Lesson 25 of A Course in Miracles. I hope you found it as insightful as I did.
Me too.
And be sure to tune in tomorrow for our exploration of Lesson 26.
See you then.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.